I'm Sarah Starr, and this is your space weather forecast for April the 29th, 2024. Let's discuss what is going on with the Schumann resonance. What are these spikes and what is causing it? Also, today we have Mars in a conjunction here today with Neptune in Pisces. Today, our moon is in Capricorn energy, which means we're going to be super hyper focused on responsibilities and habits and structure. Issues will arrive today, and when they do, that you will be able to observe them from a more logical and practical perspective. Today, we also have Venus, and it is switching into our beautiful Taurus energy coming up. And this is literally minutes, directly after a 165-year reunion between Mars and Neptune. So this is the Mars conjunction with Neptune in Pisces specifically. So the last time this happened, it was 165 years ago. So what does the energy have in store for us today? So what does this mean for the future? This means there are going to be some serious downloads at play. So these are higher realms of intelligence, and these are just going to be random downloads that you are just continuously going to have. Because the Mars conjunction with Neptune in Pisces is all about spiritual acceleration. And that's basically the theme for now and into the future. So today you're going to feel the effects of the celestial alignment. It's going to feel very energetic, very jolty, and that's okay because we're seeing things from a more logical perspective as we're getting more downloads. But yes, you will feel this energetically, and it will take your body a little bit of time to adjust to the new energy. Very shortly after that, Mars is going to leave Pisces, and it is going to prepare us to enter into the Aries energy for a brand new 2-year cycle. So already we are getting numerous high-level celestial events that haven't taken place for hundreds of years that are just taking place now. And this is all setting us up for the future and what is to come. The elites know this, and we are getting privy to it, and I'm here to tell you exactly what's going to happen. So how are you feeling today in the Pisces energy? How are you feeling today with our new celestial alignments? Are you getting spiritual downloads? Let me know in the comments. But let's get into the sun energy and how that's also going to affect you today. So we have a large number of sunspots on our sun today. All of them, except for one, are stable or in a state of decay. They are very, very small. We are going to look at the only region that looks promising, 3654. Now, this region already gave us 2 radio blackouts within the past 24 hours. One was from an M3.7, the other from an M2.5. They are showing growth, but it is heading off of the limb of the sun in the next coming of days. But this is a potential player, 5% chance of having X-class flare. So here's our region today. There's a big difference between the past 3 days into what it is now. It grew exponentially in size, and as you can see, we have gained a delta configuration in the largest area that we have on our spots. So it is growing in the trailing spots, it is growing in intermediate spots, and it is keeping the delta configuration. Now, it has went down in the number of sunspots as it comes closer together, giving us a higher percent chance of having M-class and X-class flares. Notice the proton of percentage here is also at a 5%. So as this becomes more magnetically complex, we can expect to see those percentages rise, but yet again, it is heading off of the limb of the sun. But a huge player here, lots of potential. Let's keep an eye out for 3654. Because this region has already gave us 6 M-class flares, only 4 C-class flares, and this was as it headed onto the eastern limb of our sun. Here on the 23rd, we got an explosive event as it gave us 2 M-class flares. No coronal mass ejections were associated with those, but lots of higher M-class flares from this region. Lots of potential. And this region is the only region that is giving us any light. So any type of solar flare is coming from 3654. Now, our solar activity levels are expected to be low, especially after 3654 goes away. So once that happens between now around May 1st and May 2nd, May 3rd, we have a very slight chance of having some R1 to R2 minor to moderate radio blackouts, but it's going to be pretty expected to have some low level activity going on probably this week. Now, this is where our coronal hole is located. Notice that it is Earth directed. So we are having an enhancement in our solar winds right now. We do have transient CMEs and positive polarity influences that are hitting Earth right now. So we do have a mild enhancement in our solar winds right now because, yet again, of those positive polarity influences that are coming in. So our solar wind speeds did raise from 400 up to 500 kilometers per second. And currently we're around 450 kilometers per second as our mid average, but within the next coming of days, our solar wind conditions are likely to still be slightly enhanced from the 29th and into May 1st because we have more transient activity coming up and we have more of those positive influences incoming. But during our mildly enhanced solar winds, our phi angle was predominantly positive. So here's a look at our 3-day geomagnetic forecast. So we are not expected to have any geomagnetic storms, although May 1st with some interesting energy yet again, we will see a climb up to KP3, KP4 levels, which could send us into a very minor active level of G1 geomagnetic storms. But there are some very small percentages if you are in the high latitude areas, you may be able to see some aurora colors. Let me know, tag me if you are in those areas and you see beautiful lights. Now let's get into something that not a lot of people really understand with our Schumann. Our Schumann resonance is basically the Earth heartbeat, and it is equivalent 100% to the T to human consciousness. So when the frequency of our Earth rises, so does the consciousness of humanity. This is scientifically linked. So let's get into why we're getting these spikes. Now we know we are getting a massive amount of photonic light right now because we are passing through that photon belt, because we are in that solar maximum, and because we are getting light sent in by not only our light worker grids, but by our galactic federation on both sides of the planet, kind of creating a bubble to burst that 3D matrix with higher photonic light. However, this right here, not what you think. And I hate to burst anybody's bubble, but we have to bring the truth out there and present it as reality of what it really is. This is not what you think it is. This is not angelic frequency. This is a storm in Tomsk, Russia. Exact time that we had those frequency spikes on our Schumann, Tomsk, Russia was having a very large thunderstorm. Lots of rain, the sensors went off, and this produced the frequency ranges on our Schumann. Sorry again to burst anybody's bubble. So during that exact time, we had a massive storm over Tomsk, Russia, producing those frequency disruptions. Again, I'm sorry. So unfortunately, these light spikes are not because of the incoming 4D, 5D light energy. It is because we had a very real thunderstorm in Tomsk, Russia that set off those sensors. This is why it's important to use your discernment when you hear people who are speaking on space weather to get the most accurate information of what really is happening, so people don't go into like a spiritual psychosis like, oh my god, we're getting light spikes, I feel it so much, when it's really nothing. When it's really a thunderstorm and it can be easily explained. Just a little fact checking before you make a whole entire video on what's actually happening. So sorry to burst anybody's bubble about the whole Schumann resonance thing. I'm just gonna have to tell everybody exactly what it really is. But anyway, Moon and Capricorn energy, hyper focused today. We also have the Mars conjunction with Neptune today that is going to mess us up in Pisces. So you may feel a very large energetic shift as we remain grounded and bounce as much as we can into our new celestial energy. So let me know if this is affecting you at all and what your thoughts on the Schumann resonance spikes are. Let me know in the comments. Love ya!